Happy time zone, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns. Great to have you with us this super Saturday. Today we got some more WaveCrash, I beg your pardon, action in the Wind Waker category with this losers bracket semifinals game one matchup between EJ125 and gymnast86. Got a triple header of matches lined up for you, and I'm sure you're all excited to get to it. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up and leave things in the hands of your wonderful commentary team today, Mini 352 and Slam.
Hello.
Hello, that was Mini, and I am PK Slam.
Yes. And we have two races here. We got EJ125 and gymnast86. Both very good runners of this game, who will certainly put on a good show for you guys.
They're probably going to get started any second now, if I had to guess.
Yes. With their lovely file name that was randomly generated by race time.
So, I guess some background on these runners. EJ, I think, was the fourth seed coming into the tourney, and Gymnast was the 7th seed. And now they are both in losers semis. So, for people that don't know, losers semis means that they are the top 4. So the loser of this set gets 4th place, and the winner moves on to do top 3 in losers finals.
Yeah, so there were, 14 people in the tournament at the start? We are now down to just 4 people.
Yep.
So there is EJ versus Jim happening right now. And then the winner of this goes against a lower Kirby. And then the winner of that goes against myself in grand finals.
Wow.
Oh, they're off.
So the cool thing about this this race right now is both runners are on world record pace right now.
And they probably will be for like 31 minutes.
Yeah. Well, definitely for the next 4 minutes. That's for sure.
Yeah, at least. So yeah, Wind Waker has a long intro. That is just a fact.
We do allow an intro skip for like when runners are by themselves trying to attempt personal bests for leaderboard, but just for the sake of keeping things simple for the tourney races, we're not using intro skip. We're just watching the intro.
Yeah, just to avoid like confusion with, runners maybe starting with different intro skips and having to add time on and whatnot.
I mean, also, this is like a more minor thing, but if we did allow intro skip, then like race time results would look kind of weird, because it would be like a much faster time than what it actually should be.
Yeah. Right, so the category that's being ran right now is any percent no MSS. Any percent means just beat the game, and MSS is a trick, stands for Manual Super Swim, which is a trick you've probably seen at some point where it involves pausing the game frame perfectly a bunch of times to turn around in the water frame perfectly, and gain a bunch of speed and super swim away to basically skip the whole intro of the game. But that trick's really difficult and hard to do in a race, so for the tournament we are doing the no MSS category.
There are other tricks banned in the no MSS category. There's like 2 really hard. Well, there's like 3 tricks banned. 2 of them are really, really hard, and that's why they're banned. So it's Manual Super Swim, both unbuffered and pause buffered, and Pump Again and Skip is also banned because this is supposed to be a more beginner-friendly category.
Yeah.
And of course, the third trick is actor loading, but that doesn't really matter because for right now, that is not in the optimal 80% route. But stay tuned. I'm sure it'll come back.
Yeah, like actor loading would not affect this category right now, but it's banned anyway just because like it has potential to.
Yeah. Is there anything else banned in this category? Those are like the big 3.
Yes, just those three.
Okay.
And, like, cheating. Don't cheat.
I mean, that's a given.
Alright, almost at the end of the lore part of the cutscene. EJ is ahead right now, it seems.
I'm
lore.
sure that is a something to do with a stream delay, or just like one of them slightly starting sooner or later than the other.
Yeah. There should not be any variance in time for, like, nearly 5 minutes.
You can do speedruns on Dolphin. There is an emulator cutoff where, like, once you are so fast, it is invalid for leaderboards, but you have to get really, really good to reach that cutoff. Like, I'm like any percent. I think I'm definitely top 10. I'm like somewhat up there, and I think I'm like just barely over the cutoff. So, I mean, beginners could definitely like speedrun an emulator for a long time.
Yeah, like,
I don't remember what the cutoff is.
in general, we're like pretty generous with the emulator cutoff. We have a video requirement as well, which is like you need to have video proof before you need to be playing on console. But like we allow emulator for pretty low times. It's just like world record level is when we don't allow it. I believe the cutoff for no MSS is 125, which honestly could be lowered a bit.
Even then, getting a 125 is a little. I mean, a beginner's not going to get that for a long time.
Yeah, for a while.
So now we're seeing some actual movement. EJ has a really good movement to Grandma's house. Jim does too.
Yeah, outset and, well, really just like the beginning of the run until we get the Wind Waker item is just movement and like a couple strats with like the Goblin fights and stuff. It's just the tiny optimizations for the beginning of the run.
Yeah, one thing the runners will be taking advantage of in this tutorial part of the game is the fact that when you save and quit and then reload the game, it's going to put Link back at the base of the watchtower, which is usually where we want to end up like throughout the tutorial. Like right now, Link has to go back to the watchtower to talk to Errol. So instead of running all the way over there, it's just way faster to save and reload the game.
Yeah, very convenient. So yes, we should mention as well, this tournament is best of 3, so, and these runners have decided to do all 3 games, if they need 3 games, in a row today. So you'll be seeing potentially 3 games today. Yeah, potentially around 5 hours. Alright, so they got their hero's clothes and their telescope. And now we get more cutscenes.
So yeah, not much to really say here. It's just, you know, the pirates are coming and they're gonna shoot the bird with a rock. I guess one interesting thing about this cutscene, I believe this is the cutscene that like makes the pirate ship visible. So like before this, the pirate ship is out there, but it's just invisible. So now it is visible.
Yeah, that is correct. Because like that cutscene obviously makes it seem like the pirates they sailed in from the seas and they're chasing the bird, but actually they were just there the whole time, but invisible.
Yeah, they took off their invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
And thanks for the raid, ZeldaSpeedRuns 4.
Hey, you're about to see the first trick of the run.
Yeah, actually
what great
good
timing. So yeah, this is the Orca sword tutorial. So he's going to be teaching a bunch of different sword moves, different like buttons you press to do different attacks. And the runners, they're going to be holding specific directions on their control stick to get the fastest combos. And then when we get to the parry, which is the attack where like you target and wait, and then the A button like flashes and you press A. If the runners press the A button during the first 2 frames of that parry, then they will be able to get the second parry instantly afterwards. So you see they're waiting and gonna try to hit it on the first frame. I don't think EJ got it.
Yeah, Jim did not get it either. He was too early.
Dang.
Yeah, so EJ was
cases.
too late and Jim was too early. So that's how precise it is.
Yeah, it's 2 frames, 30 frames per second, so pretty precise. But it doesn't save that much, like, what, like 5 seconds or something? Maybe not even that, like 3 seconds. But when all the time save in the beginning of the run is just these tiny optimizations, it is nice to get. But now they have their sword, they can head on up to the Forest of Fairies.
Yeah, interesting thing, there's a more beginner-friendly route of this category where you don't save and quit out of Orca's House and you just run from Orca's House to the Forest of Fairies. But because both these runners have been, playing this game a long time, they're very experienced, they're not doing that beginner route. I don't even know how much time that loses compared to like the route they're doing.
Why does the beginner route do that?
To pick up rupees by the rocks to buy bait bag. Because you need to buy bait bag before Forsaken Fortress 1.
Like the rupees on the bridge? Like the jumping rocks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You need to buy bait bag at outset so that you can use it to get the chest on Dragon Roost. But you have to buy the bait bag before Forsaken Fortress.
Yeah. Speaking of rupees, a nice red rupee in this log, which you can just nab with the sword.
And fun fact, that is allowed in glitchless.
Yes, we just had a big vote to clear up whether that's allowed or not. It is definitely allowed. Right, we got a double Bokoblin fight here, and if they hold the right directions on their control stick, which EJ did, Jim, not quite. They can get a combo and have every hit of the combo hit both of the Bokoblins.
I think Jim got a lot of money there, which is good, because both the runners need money, if you couldn't tell from the fact that they're grabbing money.
Yes.
That won't be for another 15 minutes-ish?
Yeah, ish. Yeah, there is one thing that we need to buy during the run, which costs 80 rupees. And luckily, like 75 of those rupees are guaranteed, or can be guaranteed, so they really just want 5 rupees from like grass and flowers and stuff. But the more the better.
I can think of 70 rupees that are guaranteed. Are the other 5 the green rupees at Forsaken Fortress, like near the searchlights?
Just the, like, 3 blue pots on Windfall.
3 blue pots?
Yeah, one under the ramp, above the ramp, and then, like, on the way.
Yeah, I forgot about the one that's, like... It's not under the ramp, it's the one after that where it's, like, kind of, like, on the ledge on the side.
Yeah, like, ideally, that's the one you want to skip, but...
Yeah.
It's not too slow to get it if you need it.
Right.
Also, Link's sister is dead.
Goodbye.
Rip.
So now they're just gonna do some talking where it's like, oh, Link, you need to go to Forsaken Fortress, but oh, we're not taking you. Like, oh, yes, you are. It is
Yeah.
crazy how much faster like all this outset stuff is on the Japanese version than any other version of the game. Because a long time ago, I used to do races of this game with my friend, and he had a US copy in English, and I had the Japanese copy, and I was always like a couple minutes ahead of him out of outset.
Oh god. Yeah, they are playing on Japanese solely because the text scrolls, or doesn't scroll, but like there's just fewer characters. It just goes by so much faster. Oh, EJ did the thing. He jump attacked sort of into those trees, and it let him cross over that fence without landing on it. Whereas if you looked at Jim, he kind of landed on the fence and had to jump off again. So yeah, EJ is actually decently ahead right now. For like how early in the run this is, comparatively.
Yeah, they both got the sub 15-minute backflip off of the second floor, so that's a good indicator that it's a decent outset.
Yeah.
No, it's like Japanese is the fastest, and then it's Italian, and
Yeah,
then
Italian, and then who knows, and then English.
maybe like Italian, maybe Spanish, and English, French, maybe somewhere in there. But
Yeah, like there isn't much use like knowing how fast the other versions are because like if you have any other language that isn't English or Japanese, then you have Italian as well. And Italian is fastest.
I've never really thought about what's the slowest language. Is there a language slower than English?
We should find out and do a run of it.
Yeah. It might just be English. Oh, I don't think I'd say it's by far the slowest. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration. Like, the Japanese is a lot faster than the other languages, but I think like the other languages are pretty close together.
Yeah. So, you know, all the other languages are like the same, like characters and stuff. Japanese is just completely different. Or mostly the same characters.
Although one nice thing about the text in Wind Waker, which I believe is not the case in other Zelda games, but it doesn't matter how long your character's name is. Because like I know I think like Ocarina of Time,
Yeah.
you have to do one-letter file names for speed purposes, unless you're like I don't know, doing stuff with SRM, then maybe you have to like make a specific file name. But for Wind Waker, you can make your file name whatever, and the game will render your name like instantly, regardless of how long it is. So you can do any length.
Yeah, that is something that's like inconsistent between Zelda games, and it becomes annoying when you run a lot of Zelda games, and every time you're like, do I have to use a one-letter file name here, or can I type my name? I forget. Like, I started learning OOT again lately, and I was like, I couldn't remember if I could use more than one character or not.
Yeah,
I had to
like
ask.
you can. Okay, here's my favorite part of the run, where there is extremely, extremely low chance that this cutscene just crashes the game.
Yes.
We have not seen it yet, this entire WaveCrash, and I have not seen anyone get it in 5 years. So I don't really think we're gonna see it, but it would be pretty sad if someone got it in a tourney race.
But yeah, let's see. Will EJ do the down left rolls?
No idea why it crashes. I mean, it's kind of like no one really wants
Nope.
to look into it because of how rare it is.
Yeah, we do have now a like debug screen for when the game crashes that we can load up with a button combination. It just like exists in the game. If you press this button combination, then a debug screen appears if the game crashed. But, you know, no one's got the crash since that. And it also seems to just not work sometimes. It's weird.
If you told me back in 2018 what the button combo was, I would have given it a shot.
Yeah.
But we didn't know about it back then.
Alright, so we got, what, 19 minutes flat slows bag and 1904 from Jim. So about 4 seconds apart.
Here's where we might see them start to diverge a bit more.
Yes, this is Forsaken Fortress 1. There are multiple.
At least for like Nico Crash, I know some people were saying that they would gentlemen's agree to just restart the race. I don't know about if it crashes anywhere else, because like I did get a crash in WaveCrash, but it was my fault, so it's not like I'm gonna be like, hey, I was bad and I made the game crash. Can we start over? Like that's not gonna happen.
Where did you crash? Was it a swim?
It was I failed the swim to outset to get bombed, so then I did the Great Fish cutscene skip, and
right.
I changed my direction with double storage, and then the game crashed.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the most common crash in the game, I think.
Yeah.
At least if you're a speedrunner.
Yeah. So like I'm not gonna ask for a redo because of a crash that is entirely my fault. But Nico Crash, it's like it's not really anyone's fault. Like I guess we don't know why it happens, but I highly doubt it is the player's fault.
Yeah. There are some fun crashes in this game, though. I think my favorite one is definitely in the ghost ship. If you try to jump attack on top of the chest, the game just instantly crashes.
Yeah, I think the Wind Waker randomizer patched that out because they didn't want like people doing that, I guess.
Yeah. It would suck to happen by accident. Anyway, something that we haven't mentioned, during this cutscene, you can see Forsaken Fortress far in the background, and you see the searchlights moving around. That's not just like a visual thing in the cutscene, like they are actually moving around, and they will continue moving around the whole cutscene. And these runners would like to attempt to make a fast cycle on the lights to grab some rupees. So it's important, like ever since they did that save warp from Swozbag, they're trying to go super fast because all of that time matters for this cycle coming up. So if they had slow tag smashing during that cutscene or something, then they might make this cycle more difficult. So we'll see if they go for it.
Alright, here goes EJ. This looks pretty good. Oh, actually, that light's coming up.
Okay, it should be okay, I think.
Yeah.
Jim's looks better, but...
Yeah.
Oh, Jim goes the other way. Ooh,
oh, EJ! oh, cutting it so close, but he made it. Jim,
yeah.
That was also kind of close, but it was less worrying.
EJ not going for window jump. Interesting. Jim saves back some time here. So you saw Jim did a quite precise jump into that window there, whereas EJ decided to just drop down from the ledge and grab the other ledge.
It's interesting, for whatever reason, that jump only works in Forsaken Fortress 1. It doesn't work in Forsaken Fortress 2 or, I guess, 3. I mean, I think that's kind of a given, because 2 and 3 are, like, just the same place.
Yeah. So yeah, and the reason they went up there was to kill that one bokoblin, because casually, when you do Forsaken Fortress, there are, like, the 3 searchlights, and you're intended to, you know, turn them all off. But actually that one right there is the only one that you really need to deactivate. Ooh, EJ bonking, and Jim is now ahead. Let's see, will they sidle into the door? EJ is not insane.
Oh no, it's the stealth section. Now the runners have to wait for good cycles to get past the moblins, right? Oh, just kidding.
Whoa. What are they doing? They're gonna get caught. Oh my god.
Well, EJ almost got caught, but that's
actually kind of close for EJ.
Yeah, but that just happens sometimes, and you can do what EJ did and hide behind the little wall by the stairwell, and you'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you put on the barrel and take it off, like obviously when you're in the barrel, the moblins like cannot see you from as far away. But if you take off the barrel, then the game like still kind of keeps that lowered vision for the moblins, and you can just run past them. At least under like certain conditions, it's a bit weird. And now some epic cycling, where they're actually tapping their control stick left quickly, because it just makes you sidle a bit faster.
And there's a specific timing to the left taps, but there's really more of a test-only thing to know.
Yeah,
mashing's fine.
I hear if you're tassing this, it's actually like super complicated to optimize it fully. But for us, we just spam the stick and hope it goes fast. I don't believe the moblins here work the same as OOT. Like if you side hop, then you'll just get caught.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, Jim pulled ahead by quite a bit during that FF1. He's what, 10 seconds ahead now?
Yeah, but really playing well at the beginning here is just to give yourself a slight advantage for when the run really starts in like 7-ish minutes.
Yeah, I guess we haven't talked about it much, but like obviously not much in terms of glitches and stuff has happened so far during the run. And that's because in this game, basically the glitch item is the Wind Waker itself. And so in pretty much any run of the Wind Waker, your goal is get the Wind Waker item and then break the game. But normally the way to do that is with the manual Super Swim, because then you can get the Wind Waker in like 8 minutes if you're really fast. But here, it takes about half an hour. But after we get it, stuff's gonna start happening.
Another advantage to Japanese over the other languages is this cutscene's a little shorter. Like in other versions of the game, there's like an additional part of the cutscene that shows the King of Red Lions finding Link just floating in the ocean. That's not in the Japanese version for whatever reason, so it speeds up even more.
When I started running this game, I started on PAL, and then I remember when I switched to Japanese, I noticed the cutscene was gone, and I thought it was like a skippable cutscene, so I would always like mash A during that, thinking that it would like skip the cutscene, but it just doesn't exist.
I mean, I was just sort of confused. I didn't like mash A or anything, but I definitely thought like, I don't know if it was because I was watching someone else play the Japanese version or if I was playing it myself, but I thought like, oh, there's something wrong with that version of the game, or there's something wrong with like that copy of the game, and the cutscene just isn't there. Oh,
The rare copy. Alright, I have not paid attention to how many rupees these guys have, but the goal right now is to just get up to 80 rupees, go buy the sale, and then continue on to Dragon Roost.
yeah, like I think Jim has a lot and EJ maybe a little less. But Jim has a way with cutting grass on Windfall.
Yeah.
Or flowers, I should say.
Yeah, let's say I'm gonna guess. Oh wait, they already went. Okay, I was gonna guess how many rupees they had, but Jim's gone already. He had 68, which is pretty decent. Yeah, Jim got what, like, was it 12 rupees from the grass one time?
Yeah,
Oh, the
that time
flowers.
he got five,
Which is pretty decent.
That's still pretty good. I mean, for him, that's
Ooh, EJ.
not that great. Oh, EJ, that's some gymnast work right there.
So yeah, there are 3 guaranteed blue rupee pods, and then the flowers, and then 1 pot, which can go anywhere from 1 rupee to 20 rupees. So, like, ideally, you would just get that 1 pot and be done. Well, I guess ideally you just have a bunch of rupees.
And now they don't need money for the rest of the run. They will be getting more money though, but they kind of stumble into it by pure coincidence.
Alright, now we got the 1 part of sailing throughout the whole run. EJ is not really sailing towards Dragon Roost right now, I must say.
Well, he's like at an angle, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of bugs me.
You could yell at him about it in the interview.
Yeah.
Like if EJ loses by, I don't know, like a second, you could be like, if you sail pump correctly and you were pointing the right way, you would.
He's gonna sail into Beetle.
Oh yeah, actually, that is he's a bit off.
Anyway, they're doing sail pumps right now, where they like put away and take out the sail. It just gives you a little speed boost, and ends up being faster. If they were being completely optimal, they would also be doing some jumps, but it's difficult to do fast and like barely faster.
It's also like kind of awkward to do in parts of the ocean that are in rough water, because if you like are at the bottom of a wave and then you try to jump in the boat, you'll just crash into the wave coming in.
Yeah. Do a little wave crash. Alright, we're here. We're getting the Wind Waker. That's it, we beat the game. We got the Wind Waker. Yeah, current world record. If they didn't do those jumps, it may have not been world record. So yeah, the Wind Waker is a very useful item. It's going to let the runners do a glitch called storage. So storage, essentially, so any like cutscene in the game, which is like anything that tries to take control of Link or the camera, so like pulling out the Wind Waker or opening a chest or opening a door or something, or just a normal cutscene, that event will be cancelled. So you see Jim, he is climbing up this ledge, doing what's called a Wind Waker dive, and cancelling it on a specific frame to get storage, and now he is storing this King of Red Lions text box. And now he's picking up the rock. That was not intended, but it was funny. And now he is going to get storage again. So now he has text on screen and storage. And then he activates what's called camera lock, which lets him super swim. Because, like we mentioned earlier with the manual super swim, you super swim in this game by turning around every frame in the water. And when the camera is locked in front of your face like this, you can just hold up on the control stick. And now,
Up-ish, not straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very common thing. New runners like come into the Discord and be like, "Oh, why is Link spinning in circles?" Yeah, because you're holding up. That's why.
Yeah. So yeah, and now Jim's screen is very dark. What happened? Okay, so he got storage again, which I'll explain in a second. But he just stored that chest, and that will be useful in a second. I think we should have explained more of this beforehand. Oh god.
No, it's fine. Everything happens so fast.
So Jim is doing a super swim in the darkness, and the reason that it's dark is because those types of chests have like a special animation attached to them, where like everything goes dark around you to like, you know,
For
show you what's
cinematic
in the
purposes.
chest. Yeah, but when you store the chest, then that effect just like doesn't go away, and it just all goes pitch black. But luckily, when you leave the quadrant, it fixes itself. And so you see Jim is swimming into this platform pole, and that's giving him an air refill. And the reason that's giving him an air refill is because his collision is messed up right now, which is a consequence of storing that chest. And Jim looks like he hit neutral on that swim, which is not great. And Jim is inside the reef. Oh god.
Yeah, this is a big chance for EJ to catch up.
Being inside a reef with chest storage is one of the worst things you can do in this game.
And there are multiple opportunities in this run for it to happen.
Yeah, as you can see on Jim's screen, chest storage really just like makes you stick to walls.
Like, this
Anyway.
is exactly what I meant earlier, but like
Hey.
the run doesn't really start until you get one weaker, because, you know, Jim was ahead,
Oh god,
and then...
EJ.
Oh no, he's fine. He's fine.
Okay, EJ is at Outer Island right now, by the way, and this pirate ship's here, and he can just enter it. Yeah, that was the goal. Okay. So when you beat Forsaken Fortress 1, which feels like it was years ago we did that, but when you beat Forsaken Fortress 1 and you load the overworld, like from the cutscene in Windfall, the game is on a special layer, and in that special layer, the pirate ship is at Outer Island, which it normally is not. And it will stay there until you reload the world. So since that cutscene at Windfall, the runners have not reloaded the overworld at all. They've just, you know, they got the sail and then sailed and then super swam here without like going into a building or something, or save warping or anything. And that allowed them to get to Outset while the ship was still here, and now they can just enter it. And the reason they could just climb up the ship was because of chest storage, which messes with your collision. And that is what just happened. Normally the pirate ship thing is explained a bit earlier, so I forgot I had to explain that as well. But yeah, and the whole reason for this is to get bombs. They want bombs. Bombs are important. They explode and look cool. But only if you don't look at them.
Yep, so now we're off to get the Deku Leaf. That's actually very important. Because bombs are important, because we need that for barrier skip at a minimum. We definitely need it for other stuff too, but definitely for barrier skip. Because like we said, actor loading's banned, so not like you're gonna do that anyway, but...
True. So yeah, and also when you save warp from here, the pirate ship is meant to be at Windfall. So the game just puts you at Windfall. So now EJ is doing double storage again, which I didn't really explain, but basically when you store a text box and then you pull out the Wind Waker again, then that text will be on screen, as you see with EJ right now. And then a funny thing about that is that when you close the text box on screen, it gives you storage back. So what EJ did was he stored a text box, and then he got storage again while that text was on screen. And then he activated camera lock with the second storage he got, and then he closed the text box to give him storage again. So he is now super swimming with storage. And that was the same thing that was used to be able to store the chest earlier. But this storage is not for a chest, this is for a cutscene. Because when you go to Forest Haven for the first time, there is a cutscene where the camera pans around, and it's all lovely, it looks nice, it really shows you what Forest Haven is. But it's soft locks and camera lock. Yeah, there it goes. It activates for one frame, and then the game says, hey, no, you have storage. Now, EJ going for this, interesting. So EJ's doing a Wind Waker dive, which is the same glitch you use for storage, but instead of getting storage, he just wanted to dive onto the island.
Does he always do that, or did he only think to do that because of the race we had the other day, where you have to one wicker dive with Beetle?
He definitely knows the ledge clip. I don't know. I guess he's just trying to do easy strats right now. Like he didn't do window jump either. Jim didn't charge enough speed. I guess he is having to stop at Bomb Island.
He might have been trying to just like get the air refill from just barely, not really touching the shore, but there is like a very tiny boundary where you could get an air refill from the island without actually landing on it. But it's kind of hard to get when you're going really fast.
Do like a drive-by air refill. Yeah, maybe Jim just like isn't having great super swims now, because I noticed he hit neutral earlier, which you don't want to do basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, EJ, trying to get the Deku Leaf. Well, before you get the Deku Leaf, you gotta kill these chews and then watch a big long cutscene. But with speedrunners, we don't want to watch cutscenes. Despite the fact that we run this category and it has a lot of cutscenes, we actually don't like watching cutscenes. So EJ just got storage and then bonked on the tree, which is what you do to knock the chews off, but because he did it with storage, you see they're in a bit of a weird state right now, where they're just kind of sliding up against the walls, and in this state you cannot kill them with any weapons, but you can push them through the walls, and when you do that, they will eventually fall out of bounds and die.
Isn't this supposed to be like the Choo-Choo's equivalent of a T-pose? But I mean, they can't really T-pose because they don't have arms.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is like kind of like their default state that you're not really supposed to see them in.
Yeah. So, like, the whole reason for doing this with the chews is basically to be able to delay the cutscene starting. So you see EJ is going to try to push this chew out of bounds with a specific timing. Then after a certain amount of time, like 10 seconds or so, the cutscene is going to start. And in that time, he's going to position onto this tree. And he's going to try to get crushed at the same time as the cutscene starts.
That looked good to me. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that skipped the cutscene. So now the Deku Leaf is up at the top. But how will it get to the top without the grappling hook?
You don't, unless.
Unless. What's he doing?
This is like why we get bombs before leave.
Okay, so this is a zombie hover. Essentially, when you die, you have a little bit of time to input a jump attack. And then the game says, hey, you can't jump attack, you're dead. So it cancels your jump attack, but then you can just do another one and keep going. And you can fly up real high.
So, alright, here's Jim going for the cutscene skip.
Yes. Oh no. Jim just went a little too far and slid off. Dang.
That setup always scares me, because, like, I don't know, just the way the camera's panned out like that, it looks like the runner could very easily just walk off the ledge like what happened with Jim there, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, there's a few different setups. Just different people prefer different ones. I like Jim's one, but yeah, that is a risk. Alright, so EJ got his leaf. And also some magic, which comes bundled with the leaf.
How convenient.
Right, now EJ is off to get the quiver. So he is going to get storage on Beetle's boat, which is a bit finicky because you see Beetle's boat kind of bobs up and down in the water, so the timing for storage actually changes depending on like how high up the ledge is. So it makes this storage in particular quite annoying.
What do you mean? It's the best storage in the game. Nothing wrong with it.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
And also because this is a double storage, it means he's trying to get storage with a text box on screen, so he's like kind of limited by how many attempts he has before he has to go and store the text again. There you go, he got it.
I don't know, EJ talking to the boat to store text again. I feel like talking to the mailbox is better, but I guess you get one attempt either way.
Yeah, yeah, it's just whichever one you feel like, I guess. They're both the same.
I don't know, maybe with the mailbox you can sneak in a fast second attempt, but I think it's probably really just one attempt.
I don't think you can.
Okay.
Yeah, EJ is going to this raft over here because there's a chest, and we love to store chests. And so yeah, because of the messed up collision with storing a chest, this will let him just clip into the fairy fountain, which is just a few quadrants north from here.
I don't remember, how does EJ do this swim? Does he go for an air refill or? No,
We'll see.
maybe not. There are spots along the way to get an air refill if you check it out, but they're kind of sketchy to go for. It looks like he won't need it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that swim's a little tight without a refill, but you can easily get a refill if you want. It's just a bit faster to just go all the way in one go.
I am a little surprised that he did that though, because I think like even if you practice that swim a lot, it's still like kind of scary to do in a race. And like seeing the lead that he has, I mean, going for an air refill wouldn't be, I don't know, that big a deal. But I guess he was confident and he got it, so.
Yeah, it kind of just depends on like how the start of your swim was. Because like you can, like sometimes when you jump into the water, Link takes like different amount of time to surface, which means like there's just less time building speed. So like if he surfaces really quickly, then you'll be able to build up more speed. Also, Jim got his leaf hover and got his Deku leaf. Yeah, they are about the length of a quiver split apart. Now EJ is trying to get storage on this peg, which is infamous for being dumb. You got it, what, third try?
Yeah.
Not too bad. So yeah, normally when we do storage, you see like Jim's doing right now, you kind of climb up a ledge and then do a Wind Waker dive from that. But under some other conditions, you can get a Wind Waker dive just from like weird bits of collision, and that peg is one of them if you roll onto it in a specific way.
Jim got Beal storage pretty fast there, like the double storage pretty fast.
Yeah, compared to EJ, definitely.
So I guess one thing to note is that, like, yes, EJ is considerably ahead, but however, there's a lot of RNG at the end of the run, so still have no idea who's going to win this game.
Yeah, a lot of RNG and also difficult tricks.
Yeah.
Right. EJ... Did he get storage again? I guess he did.
Yeah.
I didn't see. He's come to Private Oasis to have a nice holiday. And also steal their treasure chest.
Well, yeah, it looks like he did get storage.
Yeah. So we come here just because it's a convenient chest to store. And it's also another Dark World chest, so... someone turned out the lights. And EJ's next goal is to go to Forsaken Fortress 2. So we have now completed the shopping list of items that we need to beat the game. And we can now go to beat the game.
Yeah, it's just that simple. We haven't entered a single dungeon, but yeah, let's just go beat the game.
Yeah. Oh, EJ missed the reef.
He'll be fine.
Can he flip inside? No. Guess not. Alright, Jim getting his quiver. Alright, EJ pulling up to FF2.
So this is funny. He got to FF2 at sunrise, and now, like, you're gonna see that the game's gonna be like, wait a minute, it's not supposed to be daytime when you're here.
Hold up.
Yeah,
This isn't right.
Yeah, it's taken a while because that's how fast he got here. Yeah, now it's nighttime.
Right. And here you can really see the power of chest storage. See, anytime there's like a slanted wall, yeah, it is now a slope you can walk up. And then the collision just stops existing when you get high enough, so EJ can just jump into the door loading zone.
beauty about a race is, well, EJ sits in this cutscene pressing the A and B buttons to get through it. We can just watch what Gymnast is doing.
Yeah. Also, yes, hitting the reef with chest storage gives you an A refill. It's very convenient.
You say convenient, but there's also, the chance that you swim up the side of the reef and you land inside with all your speed gone.
Yes. Like, if you do it correctly, it's very convenient because reefs are, like, generally dotted all around the map. And, if you just brush up against one, you get an air refill, but weird stuff can happen.
I mean, I don't know, do you have a consistent way to prevent that from happening? Like a specific spot on the wall where it just doesn't happen?
I usually, like, I either brush up against it at, like almost parallel to the wall, or I kind of, like, turn as I hit it, and that usually works for me. It's like I'm turning away as I hit it. But, yeah, it's weird sometimes. Yes, the pirates are visible. Rip.
Yes, it's specifically that cutscene where the pirates launch a rock at Helm Rock and then Tetra falls into the woods. It's like that cutscene that makes the pirates visible. It's also the cutscene that makes the pirate ship visible.
Yeah.
Alright, I think Chip's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Jim running out of speed here.
He tried to slow down to not sploosh on the Forsaken Fortress quadrant because you have to wait for the water to load in before you can actually swim in it, right? So
Yeah.
that's what he was waiting for, but then he like slowed down too much and had to charge again a little bit.
Yeah, swimming to FF2 is like or with chest storage specifically, is like a weird, it's very delicate. It's like, because of chest storage, it kind of makes you get stuck on walls, and there's a specific spot you want to land at, and there's also a giant rock that's just perfectly placed to block you from getting there directly.
Yeah, I always hit that rock. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, so like ideally, like you want to kill like obviously you want a lot of speed during the super swim itself, but then once you get there, you want to like kill off a lot of your speed. But then like if you kill off a bit too much, then you'll just have no speed and you won't make it. So it takes a lot getting used to. Right, let's see, will EJ do his patented Helm Rock skip setup? Which, yes, by the way, we are skipping this fight. We don't have a hammer.
Alright, EJ doing a setup that he made to skip this fight.
Oh.
Yep, there he goes.
Nice.
I mean, the actual clip out of bounds he didn't make, but the setup with the camera angle is pretty helpful, because the spot you have to grab the ledge on is kind of precise.
Yeah. And he golded. Oh my gosh.
So now both runners are in a cutscene, so...
Oh no.
Yeah,
what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know.
How's it going, chat?
Oh yeah, I guess one thing to mention is EJ now has the Master Sword.
Oh yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Congrats, EJ.
It turns out you don't have to go down to Hyrule to pick it up. You just kind of get it at some point. Specifically this point.
Yeah, so whenever there's a cutscene that like wants Link to have a sword or shield in it. The game just gives it to you. Yes, Ganondorf gives you the Master Sword.
He does give you light arrows, kind of.
Hmm?
I mean, what are the light arrows doing in Ganon's tower anyway? Seems kind of strange.
Yeah, huh. That's a good point.
I guess it's like, that's his weakness, and he doesn't want anyone to have it, so he might, like, lock it
Yeah, I
away.
mean, yeah, he tried to lock it away. He could have, like, you know, not put doors there or something, but... Yeah, he managed to build a wall that you need Phantom Ganon's sword to break. I don't know why he couldn't have just put the light arrows behind that wall, but...
Alright, let's see what setup Gymnast does. Oh, he's just gonna
He just
lead
sends it.
there. Yeah, he just sends it. That should work.
Good.
Yeah.
So you'll notice the runner's damage down to 1.5 hearts, which is critical health. And that kind of makes Link go into this like hunched over animation, and it changes your hitbox slightly. It's just enough that makes that clip work. If you don't do that, you have to do a frame perfect roll clip.
Yeah, it's interesting the way critical health like affects little things you can do in the game. So, like, yeah, it makes Helm Rock Skip a lot easier because you can do it without critical health, but like the hunched over state kind of like helps push you in. And there's like other situations in the game where like if you're on a really narrow ledge and you drop a bomb in front of you, then like if you have normal health, nothing happens. But if you have critical health, because you're hunched over, I guess like the bomb pushes you more and you fall off the same ledge. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like there's like little things that that critical health affects, but obviously the important thing is just Helm Rock Skip.
Huh. I just had a realization because of that. I was doing some Earth Temple ILs lately, and I just realized there was like this one storage I kept struggling with, and I'm now realizing it's because I had critical health.
Yes, that's probably it. There's this one time where I was trying to do a bomb ledge clip in Tower of the Gods, and every time I dropped the bomb, I kept like falling off the ledge, and I'm like, what's going on? Oh,
Oh.
critical health. The one thing critical health does not affect whatsoever, surprisingly, is barrier skip.
Yeah, that's always a bit weird. It's like, oh, the most precise trick in the game? Nah, that works fine, but you want to drop a bomb? No, absolutely not. Or place a bomb, I guess. Yeah, let's see. They're about, like, nearly 3 minutes apart right now.
Yeah.
Which is definitely something that can be changed. You see, we're about to see this kind of difficult trick.
Although the RNG at the end of the run alone is not gonna change the way things are, but yeah, there's definitely still hard tricks that could also make up the difference.
Yeah, like this. So EJ right now, there is this this knockback barrier which infinitely knocks you back. But you see, if you pull the Wind Waker on the same frame it tries to damage you, then it just cancels it. Oh, EJ doing some rolls. Damn.
Yeah, that is a setup he does when Tetra's in a bad spot, but he doesn't want to talk to Tetra because that messes up the setup.
Makes sense. So, like, okay, so what the hell is EJ doing? He is doing barrier skip. So he got into a very precise position. And is now trying to... There you go. So he got into a very precise position, got a very precise angle, and then frame perfectly dropped that bomb. And all three of those things being perfect let him just squeeze through the gap. Yeah, very clean barrier skip.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like Jim will be saving much time there, but there are more tricks coming up.
Like trial skip, which will be in like 30 seconds. Maybe, less than that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that cutscene.
Yeah, about 30.
Yeah.
Let's see, you said that the time was at like 58:40. Let's see how close you are.
Oh no. If I'm off by 5
Halfway
seconds,
there.
I get banned from commentary.
Yep, inaccurate information.
Up the bog. Well,
EJ, he's choking. EJ deciding to not split on barrier skip.
I mean, by getting magic, he's really doing the setup for trial skip, so I was right about it being 30 seconds, you know.
Yeah. Also, wow, yeah, EJ really is doing easier strats this run.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he goes for the roll clip normally.
I don't know, maybe like recently, but I know like not too long ago, he just
Actually,
always
yeah,
did
that's
this.
Anyway, yeah, so he's doing a ledge clip, which you might have saw Jim do earlier at Forest Haven. I don't think we mentioned, but you place a bomb and you climb into it, and the game says, hey, you can't be inside this bomb, so it pushes you the other way, but then that puts you through a wall. Oh, is EJ going to do the thing?
I didn't get it. Oh,
Right.
I'm invalid. Yeah, he was trying to clip through the door with that bomb, but there really isn't a good setup for it, so it was kind of like a mean thing to go for.
Yeah, it's weird. But basically that door right there, you can sidle into the side of it, which they did a similar thing in FF1 earlier, and you can just like touch the loading zone by sidling into it. But what EJ tried to do there was to drop a bomb at the same time. So like, he holds a bomb, then he drops the bomb, and then starts sidling, and then the bomb pushes him while he's sidling into the loading zone. But it's really weird for some reason. It did not work for him. Jim is doing a different barrier skip setup.
He's doing his own barrier skip setup.
Yeah. It is a very consistent setup, but a bit slow.
It was the very first setup, though. Or at least, like, the first bomb push setup. Oh, he got it. Okay.
Yeah. And EJ grabbing the light arrows, which are very conveniently placed here for him.
EJ didn't get a sub 1 hour light arrows, so well.
No, dude. Aloha still the only person to do that. Right, but yeah, Jim got his barrier skip first try as well. EJ missed.
Oh, he missed again? I
He
love
has
it when
no
that happens.
magic. Oh my god.
EJ, does he know where the other magic is? Okay, good, he does.
This is the only other magic drop in this room. He has 2
Yeah.
more attempts. He got it! Let's go!
Right. And aim. Okay, so Jim's doing a slightly different trial scheme method. Oh, he got it.
Hey, yeah, Jim does the bomb roll clip. Made it look easy.
Yeah, so here we're gonna see Jim, he just sidles into the door. Which, that's banned in glitchless, right? changed.
It is, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that didn't
So
change.
it has happened before where like runners get to that part of the game, like the very end, and then they sidle into the door without thinking about it, and then their run is technically invalid.
Yeah. Right, EJ collecting some treasure. Wants to go get the hurricane spin later.
Now EJ's at a cutscene with the mirror shield and the fully powered up Master Sword. Where do you get that from? Anyway,
Whoa.
so now Jim's getting light arrows. Okay, so you can see that, like, I don't remember if you said anything about this when EJ did it, Mini, but Jim just pulled a bomb there as he was entering the door, because when Link's holding an item in his hands, when he goes through a door, if something happens, like bars come and shut down the door, Link will not turn around if he has something in his hand. So it saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, and that's the only time we get to do it in this run.
Yeah. It comes up for casual players in like Earth Temple and Wind Temple, right? Because if you're holding Medley or Bakar and you walk through a door, like you can't do the turnaround animation if you're holding something. So then nothing happens. So we take advantage of it in speedruns.
Yeah. Right, can Jim. He did it. He killed Phantom Ganon in, what, 4 fewer arrows than EJ?
Yeah, saving a lot of time over EJ there.
I mean, if EJ continues being that good at aiming, then Jim could catch up by the time Public Ganon's over.
Jim got a weird shot there, where like the
Nice.
bow just aimed at a completely, like, I think not 90 degrees, but pretty much 90 degrees.
Right, ooh, EJ got the first shot. Very quick.
Ooh. One more.
Dang. A little too early on that. Alright, not a bad first phase though. Yeah, Public Ganon is just aiming. That's all it is, really. Be good at aiming.
Cool snipe that EJ will try to go for here called Crypt Shot, where first you gotta take damage. I don't think that was intentional.
That's not how you do that.
Yeah.
he wants to stay above 2 hearts because otherwise he's...
Yeah, so that definitely wasn't intentional.
Oh, okay, if he gets Crypt Shot here, then that's actually kind of okay. Except he didn't damage now. Alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
Saved.
Yeah, so you can shoot his tail like as soon as the invulnerability from the previous damage ends. But it's like you kind of need to set up for it if you want to do it consistently.
Yeah. Right, he's gonna pull a bomb and just let Public Ganon run into him to take some damage at the same time. Because he wants to do a zombie hover soon. Alright, that works. EJ is done. Alright, so Jim is 1 Public Ganon fight behind now.
Maybe a bit less than that depending on how his damage goes in the fight.
Yeah, true, EJ still has a lot of health.
Ooh, that was a good quick snipe. Oh, that
Oh,
was
wow.
a really tough shot.
That
I
was
can't believe he
crazy.
got that. Oh,
Oh,
I'm surprised he did
barely.
not get that though.
I think it was just aimed like a tiny bit too high up.
Yeah. Oh,
Same there. Still really good though.
welcome to RNG Central. Where
Yep.
EJ has to shoot a fire arrow at a morph through the floor, and the morph when it gets hit by an arrow, it does a short bounce, a medium bounce, or a large bounce away from wherever Link is. And the only way the morph that is lit on fire from the fire arrow can bounce over to the warp pot to burn the lid is if it does the large bounce. So it's all RNG, and
Yeah.
you just gotta try it twice, and then if nothing happens, he's gonna do a fairy hover, but it's not the fairy hover you're thinking of.
Yeah, so there's 2 morphs. Each one is a 1 in 5 chance of getting the pot lid burn that we want. So that first one did not work. He's got 1 more chance.
Nope.
Alright, and then I assume... Yeah, so he's gonna go for a backup zombie hover instead. In the meantime, Jim is... Oh god.
Nice.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, there's a bit of a timing to that shot where you have to like wait for the leg to like wiggle in just the right way where you can sneak an arrow under it.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive because he had to juggle that and also switching back to light arrows, which he hadn't done.
Yeah.
And now EJ is doing his zombie hover backup. So, try to keep an eye on Jim as well because his health is a little scary.
His magic's kind of low too. Oh,
Ooh.
oh no. He does not have magic and he has 3/4 of a heart.
Okay. Okay, EJ, he's gonna drop a bomb. And that left pot right there has a fairy inside it. He's gonna try to drop this bomb so that it activates the cutscene of the pot lid exploding. And then during that cutscene, he's gonna try to land on the fairy and get healed. He's gonna try to drop down. Ooh, he's delayed his fall a bit too much, and yeah, the fairy got away.
He's still up with the pot, so
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah, getting the game over here is like a minute slower than landing on the fairy because you just have to run back up to the room. Jim is really having time of his life with this puppy cannon right now.
If it wasn't for that phase 3, I'd kind of like wonder how much closer the race would have been. Like if Jim got a first try,
Yeah.
North snipe, and then EJ got the game over.
Yeah, I mean, if Jim gets first try on the morph here, it will still be pretty close.
Yeah.
I think EJ will be ahead still, though. EJ not doing great on these damages.
No, he's too fast.
Yeah, just trying to get some movement in while damaging, but not quite getting it.
I don't know, would it be faster to just take damage for the mini blends, or no, because that's just the wrong direction.
Yeah, I don't think that is fastest, but I mean, maybe it was faster than what EJ just did. Right, yeah, so, ooh, Jim falling off the rope, but he has magic. So yeah, now EJ, his warp pot is open. And the reason we did that, by the way, is because normally you need the grappling hook. And another item you normally need is the hook shot, which will be skipped with another zombie hover. This time the morph hover. So EJ just killed that morph and also let it attach onto him on the same frame. So the game now thinks it was killed with the sword, which is going to make it drop a heart. Also Jim going for his morphs. Not first try. And not second try either. Rip. Alright, so EJ. Oh, went backwards. Classic. So yeah, so he's got this morph which the game thinks was killed by the sword, but is technically still alive. And so he's just blowing it around and going to get it onto this platform. He's going to position it and then kill it with the bow. It will drop a heart, and then he will zombie hover and heal with that heart.
He's gonna zombie hover to the zombie morph.
Yep. Right, Jim just trying his backup hover here. I don't know if Jim like really knows the proper way to do this. It looks like he's lined up for the part. We'll see.
That looks good. Oh, I think he got
I
it.
might have got it. I have no audio, but that
Yeah, he got
good.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
good.
Right, and then EJ also brought a friendly morph with him to get an extra safety heart. Right, so yeah, Jim definitely saved back some time there, but obviously EJ is in Ganondorf now. However, I have seen EJ die to Ganondorf before.
Even
Don't
with
tell
2
him,
hearts?
but, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, like, it's nice for just, like, for just the comfort, like, for the sake of having the second heart to, like, have it, but I don't know. I find that, like, when Ganondorf hits me, he'll hit me twice, not just once, because he does combos in the fight.
Yeah.
But you really shouldn't be getting hit at all, so.
Every time I try to get a safety morph, I forget and roll.
How?
It runs away. Right, Jim getting his guy in position. By the way, Jim was the man who discovered this trick.
Yeah.
So, shout
Back
out
when
to
Bear
Jim.
Skip was first discovered, people were doing a fairy hover instead of a morph hover, and that was like super RNG. It only had like a 1 or 2% chance of working. So when Jim found this like it really saved Wind Waker speedrunning.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh god.
He tried to rush a little too much. Like the heart wasn't despawning at all, so he could have. He was just trying to be too fast.
That is unfortunate. Maybe Jim will be better at damaging up these stairs compared to EJ. Oh.
I say his damage down is going really well.
Yeah. You're really going up those stairs. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you're following like the AI memes with like celebrities and like politicians playing video games and like talking to each other using like AI is used to mimic their voices, but it kind of makes me want there to be like a King Daphnis and a Ganondorf meme where it's like their voices like talking while they're playing like Valorant or something. But yep, no voice acting, so that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
Unless Choose the Kingdom, maybe voice acting, but no, probably not. Or actually, no, wait, there is voice acting in that game. But I guess like there was voice acting in Breath of the Wild, just not a whole lot. Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Do you think King of Red Lions will be in Tears of the Kingdom?
No.
Dang. Hey, EJ getting up close and personal with Ganondorf.
That's the scariest phase. And then phase 2 is the least scary. Like, I don't know, you really have to mess up to get hit here.
Yeah. By the way, EJ has 0 bombs. I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah. He wasted them all, damage you down. Except for one bomb, which he used for the whatever, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim really struggling with this morph. EJ should have this in the bag. Just gotta reflect this light arrow. Alright. And there we go. GG. But remember, this is a best of 3.
Yeah.
We have at least one more race still. Jim could redeem himself. He did do the hover, and yeah, looks like he's just not finishing.
Yeah, it makes sense, because,
Fair enough.
yeah, I mean, what's left, it's like cutscene, and then
4
a
minutes
fight,
of
but it's like...
cutscene and 1 minute of fighting.
But, I mean, they're potentially doing 3 runs today, so they kind of just want to get a move on. Although, I don't know if they're going to be taking a break in between. Probably not, right? Because, like, the intro is the break.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we kind of need a break because you're leaving, but...
Yes, yeah, Haley is waiting. Yeah, so, are you staying for all 3 games?
Yeah.
Alright. Hello, Haley.
Oh, hi. I will be taking your spot.
Wow, okay. Goodbye,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, GG, runners. I will be departing.
Thanks for the great commentary.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah. Hello, PK.
Hello, Haley.
How's it going?
Yeah, okay.
That was a pretty good race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some great explanations in there. Yeah.
There were. Okay.
Are you ready to do it all over again?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about during the 5-minute intro where nothing happens?
Well, that's a really great question, and I'm sure I will be inspired in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what the file... Oh, actually, it's already on Jim's screen what the file name is. Huh. I guess we didn't really talk about that in the first game. So, like, why are the runners using a number for Link's name? And that is an anti-cheat that we are using so that, like, you know, when people call out Link's name and it's this number, we know that it's not a pre-recorded video. Because, like, they get the number right before each game.
Right, and one of the requirements is that they, like, at the end of the game, they move to the next text box so we can see that this file name matches what it was supposed to be at the start of the run. So no funny business.
Did EJ do that? I wasn't paying attention.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's required, but, you know.
I feel like he did. It's fine.
Yeah. Don't look at the VOD.